Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to present to you and formally introduce Bob, Cas, and Arthur, the Play No Games podcast.
It's your favorite podcast where we talk about real life and exchange a few laughs. We sticking to our path. When you find understanding, just know that will never last. We ain't here to play no games. The world is getting crazy and now we know we gotta be the change.
It's your favorite host, Cartier Bob.
Take forward.
It's Cas.
And the most dangerous podcast in the Pacific Northwest, the Play No Games podcast. And, you know, we're here to bless your eardrums yet again with another week's installment of hilariousness.
And we're going to kick off a normal game that we play because Rob just wanted to drop the ball there. What
If you wait.
Oh, it's just like a cricket's.
If
I
they
thought
know if you want to
support
us.
my bad,
I
bro.
thought you was going to do that.
My bad,
You take a
bro.
vacation and then
I'm off my game. You're right.
exactly.
You're right.
Thank you, Cos. He was
But-
coming for me.
Okay, my bad. All right. If you want to support, like, comment, subscribe. And also, no, I'm not going to volunteer myself for a date. But yeah, just like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram if you can. Oh, actually, Andrew. Yeah.
And donate to $sign Hero Bob. And then what is it now? $100 donation?
$100.
25.
$100 donation, and you can take out
No, 25. 25 for this guy.
$100 donation.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
$100 donation, and you can take the Fact Dragon out on a date. He's more than happy to do so.
Yes. A movie date. He'll give you all the facts before the show starts. Just watch out for what's in the bottom of that popcorn.
Sounded crazy.
That's a Dave Chappelle reference. Jesus Christ.
What do y'all play no games about, though? We're gonna transition out there.
Audible.
What I got this week?
The people haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, bro, it's been a little minute. I had some stuff and obligations with work that's kept me pretty busy, but thank God I don't have an event to go to until this Saturday. So, I've been running at the NAACP Vancouver branches. I think it's a Black Health Walk that they're doing.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. What do I play no games about, though? I would say I play no games about my love for my basketball team. I ain't gonna lie.
I knew it was coming. Thank you.
I swear to God, it was gonna be something else, but
That's fine. Go.
Yeah. So right now, we just clinched our berth in the NBA Finals. The finals, we have a little bit of a gap break right now, so rest up a little bit. Big Porzingis is gonna be coming back here any day. June 6th is game 1, and we won 64 games, so of course it's gonna be at TD Bank North Garden. I'm just ready to hang Banner 18. There's a shit list that I have, and I'm going to be popping my shit to a lot of folks. You guys are cool, though, because you haven't really said anything negative towards me. And honestly, I'll buy small bottles of champagne, and we can all celebrate together as if it was the Blazers winning.
Thank you.
I'm not going to lie. I was going to say some shit. I'm actually, this is how you get a vote. This is how you get a vote. Wait.
When one wins, we all win.
Wait, I like this guy. Wait a second.
Right.
I was gonna say they
Maybe
passed.
we will do that watch party.
I know, yeah. I was gonna say they Mickey their way to to a
All
finals.
right, here.
You
No, all right.
couldn't help yourself.
Hold on,
You're going to cost me the champagne now,
All right.
too.
Yeah, no, Kyle still got it. I actually did some research today. Do you respect Magic Johnson's rings?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know when the Lakers won the title in '87, they didn't face a team that won more than 43 games
Damn,
until the finals?
that's some real history.
That's a stretch.
What do you mean it's a stretch?
That's just, I find that so interesting that you pull up like a Magic stat just to defend the 2024 Celtics.
Okay, I can go back just 3 years ago with the Bucks. And
Injuries always play a factor.
He hit
in
me
the
with
playoffs.
that in DMs. I was like, damn, I don't know how to fucking twist this shit.
because the Hawks have clearly shown to be some flukes, and that was just some magical shit that happened that year.
Mm-hmm.
The Nets lost two of their three best players after game 2.
Horrible.
When they beat the shit out them game 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the Heat were injury riddled, coming off of a short turnaround season after having made the finals.
You know, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. You know, but
you also can't say injuries didn't play a factor
Into what?
into it being an easier run for the Celtics.
I'll say it's slightly did, but we were also kicking these teams' asses all year. Like,
Yes.
so, like Tyrese Halliburton playing a full season wasn't gonna, or playing a full series to me wasn't gonna make Indiana beat us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jimmy Butler.
Honestly, if you wanted to say that would legitimately be the only series I'd be like, all right, you know, they might have gotten an extra game or two.
Or if the Bucks had Giannis.
Bro, I've said this all year. I had absolutely no fear of that team.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, I will definitely give him.
We've ended his season 3 times already. And I don't believe in that fraud. Yeah.
He's back in town.
I know. I saw him actually Sunday.
with a Tesla
Where?
truck.
Two wrongs. Yeah. Were you there that night?
No, not that night, but there was a. Yeah, I was there for a second, then I left. But no, Tesla truck. He got a lot of time on his hand.
Yeah, my boy was out that night. Q, he had a bad car accident. So
Oh no.
it was a month back. You know, he's moving a little bit on crutches, but it was the first night he was able to go out and he wanted to pop out. And he FaceTimed us. So I was like, bro, you wilding. Like, what the hell you doing? Like, take your ass on. But he was in the midst. So, you know, he had a good time.
Hey, you know, rain, sleet, or shine, we out there trying to get some dimes.
There you go.
That was a bar.
I'll just say this. Magic Johnson, you're a real American hero. You showed me what money has the power to do. If you know, you know.
Or deal with the devil.
Oh, wait
Absolutely
a
deal with the
second.
devil.
That is more funny. I'm just, never mind. None of that voodoo magic.
The voodoo magic.
Since I'm talking, you know what I'm playing no games about? I'm playing no games about, I'm still, like, if I'm being honest, I'm playing no games about getting more organized, where I think I underestimated how much work had to be done on the show while I was balancing all the things I was doing. And like, this is like the first week I've had like undivided like attention of like, as soon as I get off work, podcast stuff. Soon as I do this, podcast stuff. And I just took a step back because I think Cashapp made a note of like wanting to like focus on one thing, and I told you I couldn't, and still did what the fuck I wanted to do. But I just realized how much work I needed to get done. So I guess I want to play no games about just realizing that I'm glad to be done with the test. I still am like figuring out how much stuff I was behind on, just like waiting to get that done. So it just feels fucking good. Because next time y'all watch this episode, you know what I'm saying, the room gonna look different, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be out here, it's gonna be looking clutch, and we really going for that number one spot to be, you know, profitable podcast media company, and that's what we're gonna be, profitable.
Outside the pod, do you notice you have a lot more capacity just in general in terms of your life? Like, I don't know how much that was spilling over into times you might be able to call anybody, you know, in your personal life, or you know, hang out with folks or anything like that.
Yeah, I do feel bad about a lot of stuff where, you know, if I'm being honest with you, there's a lot of people that I couldn't hang out, or, you know, there's a couple times Cost was like, oh, let's do some stuff. And I was like, I got to study. I got to put the hierarchy of like, I got to edit, then podcast. I got to try to reach out to these people. And I think people don't understand, but if I'm being honest with you, it kind of like helped me to understand who are my nights, my 12 nights around the round table, because some people I've like noticed like, oh, you just want me around because I'm going to talk therapy to you. And that's the like asset. And like, and when I really pass the people who are like still around type shit.
Or bringing things around when you're outside.
Anywho, I am tings. Anywho, all I'm saying
I
is
saw it.
I'm gonna keep going. I'll just say this is exactly. So yes, I would say for me, I just notice the people who, when I'm going through stuff, I can like truly rely on them, and they trust that I'm not avoiding them, and I don't have to give like these like big grandiose things. Where I just found people who are more like, oh, I'm using you for something rather than I'm here for your presence.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, bro, you'd be happy too, or proud of him. He went to a soccer game this weekend.
I saw a lot of guys.
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
Josh was there, I think.
Josh and Jordan go to soccer games a lot.
Yeah, but you were there. You guys were seen together. You were in the army.
Yeah.
I
He was in the
too.
army.
I was in the army.
No, you were in the army. You weren't in the army.
I was where the white people be.
You were. Yeah, you were close to the club seats.
Oh no, I was
How'd you
in.
get those
I was.
That was the first time I was ever in the army. It was actually dope.
Sick, right? I
yeah,
told you, right?
yeah. It wasn't I was
It's not
expecting-
that loud. It's
I was
not like that
expecting it to be way
about.
louder because it always looks that way when I'm over in like.
It's also. I'll say, the last couple of years, it's gotten quieter. Like
Yeah.
some of the air has been let out. Is all I'm gonna say.
Bro, that shit was so funny. Though it was one dude. Who were they playing? Salt Lakes.
Salt Lake.
Yeah,
Salt Lake.
they were playing Salt Lake. One dude was like faking injury, and he started grabbing his hamstring. Everybody in the army just started screaming, "Get that bitch off the pitch! Get that bitch off the pitch!"
Come on, that's sick, right?
I enjoyed myself.
And that was like a very
myself.
light game too. Like,
That was
I-
a light game.
It
It
was
was a
fun.
midweek game,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
No, it was a Saturday.
It was a Saturday.
Saturday game.
Yeah, but like let it be against like the Sounders or like the Galaxy
LA.
when it's warmer. Yeah.
It was a dope atmosphere. I would do it again. The experience I have to do that experience again. I got a lot of free shit when I was down there. And I want to keep doing that.
Did you drive?
Man.
Yeah.
Okay, don't drive next time. Either have a DD or take them. No, actually, no, don't take the mask. Have a DD and then
No, take the max because it's free with your ticket.
Max Slander. I know why he said don't take the max.
Yeah.
The
No,
max
the max
ain't
is disgusting.
Max ain't the max
is
anymore.
disgusting.
Yeah.
The max is
I'm still a
crime.
max believer. We need the max. We need
Nah,
we
fuck
need
that.
good public transport in the
Fuck
city.
that.
And I ain't driving. I ain't taking a bus.
Fuck,
Wait a second.
fuck,
The
fuck,
max is
fuck.
crime
That
city.
shit is dangerous. No,
It is.
and I've never been that person because I used to take the mats. I mean,
Yeah.
we in Northeast
Bro,
baby, so
we-
like,
yeah.
yeah. But nah. But
Man.
yeah, I was gonna say have a DD or take the mats or however you get there Uber. Go drunk already and then go to the game.
I'll just say, one of the people you were kicking it with, because I ain't gonna snitch. They
Oh.
I'm kicking it with.
the person you went to the game with.
Oh, Trey.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, shit. I mean, it's my dog. Like,
I'm saying like he was having an experience when we ran to y'all, and he was hilarious. That's the most hilarious I've ever seen him. I was like, you're definitely doing something.
Yeah.
And I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm so proud of you guys. Breaking boundaries day by day.
There were a lot of MILFs where I sat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This one
you go-
MILF, her like diamond ring was like blinding us. Like it was like bah, 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 bah. I was like, what does he do?
You should go up to where like they give you the free food.
Oh no, we were getting free food.
You give them free food
Yeah.
there? Yeah. Okay.
Free food, free drinks, all that stuff. I was like, man, can't go over there. Classism.
Meanwhile, the army, like people are pissing in the back and all that.
Yeah, type shit.
I don't think I could go there.
It's fun, man.
No, it is. I ain't
It's
gonna
fun.
lie.
You're standing the whole time, singing the whole time.
Especially like when they finally scored a goal, everybody was like jumping and shit.
See,
The
that's the
smoke
part.
and everything.
I'm sorry. That's the part that I enjoy when there was a goal score, and especially that one goal that they were like, "Oh, that's not a score." I was like, "Cap." The camaraderie when there was a score, when there was a goal, I was like, "We need that in basketball." So yeah, Timbers. I enjoyed myself. I will go again.
There you go.
What about you, Kaz? What are you playing those games about?
Damn, the segment has gone on a little long. I'll keep it short. Over Memorial Weekend, I was in Washington and I had an epiphany. Maybe a coming to realization. Is Washington just a better state?
Ew.
Relax. Well, actually, no. As a state, it might be. I won't say. Oh.
There's a multitude of reasons I say this. Mainly because better highways. Come on. They have 3, 4, 5 lanes. Just casually. We're lucky if we have 3 in Oregon. Public transport. I was in Olympia, and there was like a Max in Olympia. Their version of a Max, whatever. I don't know the name of it. but like a public tram.
Mm-hmm.
Not Olympia. Tacoma. In Tacoma. But in Tacoma, of all places, they had that. Charming little cities.
Rep your set, man. Come on.
I'm just saying, man. I was always a Washington hater. I was always a Seattle hater.
I mean, like
I've been going more the last year or so.
The way he's framing it, I can understand why he says that because, like, even with public transportation, I feel like Portland has better public transportation than Seattle does. But
I agree.
if you're just opening up to the entire state, once you get out the I-5 corridor, it gets very.
Okay. When you say
very desolate.
And I kind of looked into it. Of course, they're almost twice the size, population wise. So they're gonna have more tax dollars. That's why their freeways are better. That's why just public stuff is a little bit better and nicer there.
Okay. And they weren't able to keep the supersonics.
Okay, that's so just like that's not even their fault. It's the guy who's
No.
the founder. It's the owner of Starbucks. His fault for selling to a sleazeball.
So little old Portland can keep the Trailblazers, and we can keep blazing some trails. But
Portland can't bring in an NFL team here either.
Or baseball.
Yeah.
Or hockey.
We have the pickles though.
I love the pickle bar.
Basketball in the United States is the most watched sport.
No, dude, that is just such a made up stat right there.
That's
yeah.
American.
No.
That's American. Are you calling it a football non-American?
It's talked about the most online. Football's still king in this country.
Okay. And then I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot.
Just look at revenue dollars.
They have also. I feel like Washington has a lot of cool cities that actually are decent size. Which is here we have Portland, and then Eugene,
Redmond.
Eugene.
I've heard
Bend.
I've heard Bend isn't bad. I wouldn't go there. After,
Bend is beautiful.
After 7.
But even Bend is just a smidge over 100,000 people. Like Olympia's bigger.
Yeah.
I'll take you guys to Bend one day. You'll be safe with me.
Okay.
Do you own a gun?
Yes.
Several.
In a zombie apocalypse, I'm going to Costa's house first.
Nice. All right. Let's get into the first segment here.
You want to take it away?
No.
Thought you knew some shit, didn't you?
Because what's Olympia? Like 100? 55. Olympia's 55?
Full.
Well, I like how you just called him a fool.
55 is Olympia? That small? Yeah. Dude, I was there. They had like an actual downtown and everything. Dude.
You don't need a big population.
Just roads.
Dude.
It
felt the exact same size as Bend.
Just roads in a bar.
Oh my gosh. Like they had like downtown apartments and stuff.
It's probably more compact and there's probably surrounding areas that are just suburban, so they get a lot of commercial.
Oh, that's crazy. All right. Well, whatever. Anyways.
Make sure you're talking to the...
Yeah, no one
Clip
picked
mic.
up any of that.
Perfect.
So I'm still right.
Hey, no,
Make sure you're talking to Clip Mike, but Cost, take it away. Our first
All
topic.
right. So speaking of funding and money going somewhere, they finally come to a settlement, guys. And NCAA can no longer hide behind the veil of amateurism and not paying athletes. So two things came to fruition this past week. First off, the NCAA will pay more than $2.7 billion in damages for the past 10 years to past and current athletes. So going back to the Johnny Manziels of the world, going back to
Reggie.
I don't think that far
that's
back.
way too far back.
Damn.
Like 2014, I
You gotta
think,
he
2015.
ain't been in college in damn near 20 years.
I'm
Yeah.
old.
Yes,
My
you are.
bad.
Yes, you are. I'm curious how they came up with that number though. As far as like 10 years,
No.
like
No
but
idea.
like Zion Williamson, like
Zion Williamson's going to get paid.
should get paid.
Lonzo Ball is going to get paid.
I think
Football-wise, Baker Mayfield,
Jameis
Winston, Marcus Mariota. Yeah, like these guys are going to get paid now, essentially in damages for not having the opportunity to have NIL. The second part of that, because of this agreement, the Power 5 conferences, if there's even 5 left, came to an agreement that they will have essentially a salary cap. So, getting weird now with college sports, but essentially roughly around $20 million per year per school So each school will have about 20 million to spend, essentially to directly pay athletes. So if you don't understand NIL, the license, name, what is
Likeness.
it? Name, likeness.
Name, image, likeness.
Name and image likeness deal is essentially the schools don't pay the athletes directly. That's what's been going on the last 3 years. They can just sign partnerships with companies. They can do sponsorships. They can make money different ways, signing autographs, stuff that was illegal before. Now, officially, schools have a salary cap in a way. Well, actually, not even a cap. It might actually be the floor, because they just said they agreed to 20 million, but they might be able to spend more than that. But essentially, schools will have 20 million to directly, like, direct deposit into students' bank accounts. Now, winners and losers, winners, football, basketball players, losers, every other sport of every other college. Because that is for the entire athletic department.
Are you really losing, though, if you weren't getting paid anything to begin with? Like, if you're on the streets and I tell you, I'm going to give you $500 a month. If you're on the streets,
Dude, they might not even get that.
I'll say, like, can you?
I guess I'm not a loser there, but
especially like, if you're in a sport like, I don't know, think some shit like
swimming,
water polo. It's not generating any money for the school as is.
Yeah,
and it's an empty gym. When you have your events, it's an empty gym, and maybe 40 people are there, and 20 of them are students, and they have a discounted rate. So
well, they get
$10 a ticket.
That's fair. Other losers though are like every other conference outside of the Power Five.
Tough titty.
Portland State football.
So
when are we going to be back?
So essentially, there's literally no excuse for Texas, USC, Michigan, or Ohio State to ever be bad.
Recruiting.
So I'm gonna go on a bit of the other side. I just hope they leave some like money for, you know how like growing up we had the hometown hero, of don't go nowhere, just stay here. We got to spread that wealth to the other athletes. I have the luxury of knowing some pretty, interesting track and field guys.
Are you saying to offer like an in-state bonus?
Yeah, in-state bonus, and then also we're America. We love good American home story of like a true underdog. Let's think about what the
do we actually?
We pretend we do.
Exactly.
But that is like, people say they love parody, they love underdogs.
Yeah.
Sports are the most popular when they're dynasties.
That's gonna be a poll question. I think people like the underdog. Like, think of when the Dallas, that was an underdog story.
Dallas what?
Mavericks.
2011.
And would you say the NBA was more popular then, or when Shaq and Kobe won their three-peat?
That was just the toxicity of the Lakers.
Okay. The Dallas Mavericks, or when we had the Warriors and Cavs going at it every other year, or every year rather.
I don't know. I remember a lot of people complaining about the NBA at that era, though.
Really?
Cavs.
You can complain.
That Cavs Warriors.
Again, you could complain about it. People were still tuning in.
I'd have to look at the viewership numbers. Hey,
and even still, you had the Miami Heat, who were still part of the midst.
Wait, can I just, as someone who doesn't watch really basketball at all, I have to agree with Tay on the dynasty take, because the only like teams that I am really aware of are like the dynasty teams, like the ones that have been up there.
Name 3 dynasty teams.
What? Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait.
But that in itself
Lakers
is my point.
Which Lakers?
Does it fucking matter? Pick a decade.
There we go. My point.
Can you look up which had more?
No, but that's my point, because it makes the entry point for someone who isn't an avid fan. It's easier for them to engage when you already have established stars. Like, even like the last 10 years in college basketball, a lot of people have been complaining because it's been a lot of mid-majors, teams with 5th, 5th, 6th-year players, and we're not seeing the Carolinas, the Kansases, the Kentuckys of the world making it.
Okay, but I think this was the most college men's basketball I watched. What was that one team that upset like the number ones?
That one team.
The one that beat Duke? Oakland?
Yeah.
That one.
with
that
the
one.
I don't know. I don't.
That one team.
I don't.
one team.
You can't name me a player.
I don't
on the damn
know.
team.
I don't
That
watch
one
men's
team.
college basketball.
But that's my fucking point.
I don't watch.
That's my fucking point right there.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't think it's that people love underdogs more. I think people like to see dynasties end.
Ooh. Okay. What?
I think that's it. I think
Okay.
I think there's some credence to that because I don't watch superhero movies for the superhero more times. I watch it for the villain.
I hate watch a lot of NBA.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest.
You.
Like
Who am
the
I
whole-
sitting next
The whole
to?
Warriors era, I was hate watching the Warriors. Just cheering for anyone they're playing. Same way, like I'm not gonna say a specific team.
I said this is the Hater Force 5 over here.
Yeah.
On the both of
Nah,
y'all.
what's up? Pop your shit. What was you gonna say?
Nothing. I do want to
yeah.
see this
Yeah.
stat though.
Yeah, so 2011 viewership for NBA Finals, which I guess was Mavericks and Heat.
Yes.
17.39 million viewers. 2016, which was Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors, that was 20.28.
Woo!
All right.
And that's with streaming and Stream East also being introduced.
But the
Hey,
NBA was still
don't
building
drop
at
that
that time.
the fuck has been around 50 years? What are you talking about? Building?
We got more
Building.
viewers.
Wait, now, do you think the '90s had more viewership? More people with TVs?
I wouldn't say it has more view. I wouldn't say it has more. See, like viewership is hard to gauge. Because
Thank you. That's all. I think that's the
So-
point that I was.
So just quickly, yes, the 90s did have more viewers. 1998, I'm going backwards here. 1995 to 1998, it was 20.1 million to 29 million.
million.
And
Yeah.
guess what happened every single year of the 90s?
The Bulls.
No, a dynasty one. Whether it be the Bad Boy Pistons, the Bulls, the Rockets when they went to back-to-back, the Bulls, or the start of the Spurs dynasty.
Whatever.
And you know what happened after the Spurs
And the
won?
Blazers
The
won
Lakers
two
dynasty.
finals.
The Lakers dynasty.
3 finals, actually. 3 finals. We should have won
Whatever.
one at least.
Whatever.
You know what Adam Silver's like his worst fear would have been?
What, this year?
Yeah,
If the Pacers made the finals.
bro,
was Pacers, Timberwolves.
God forbid Anthony Edwards got hurt and they still made it, and then it was Minnesota versus the Pacers.
That would have been
Pascal
boring.
Siakam versus Dwight Powell.
Carl Anthony Towns. Like,
Spice P.
That's funny.
nah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it though, bro. I feel like it's been a long time coming. Guys deserve to get cashed out. I'm not as sympathetic as Bob is. I'll say.
I'll say you gotta pay. You gotta sprinkle a little bit to the other athletes.
Fuck all that shit. You pay what you weigh.
That's funny. All right. It's going to be interesting. College football was very much the Wild West the last couple of years without essentially any salary cap. These players could do whatever they want. I'm interested to see the structure this creates now, since there's actually some number that athletic departments will get. And the last part I wanted to talk about this is now, this kind of means, with NIL and everything, it's been in the works the last 3 years, we're finally getting an EA Sports NCAA college football game back for the first time since what, 2013, 2014 with RG3 on the cover?
2013.
2013?
That sounds right.
13 or 14. Essentially over 10 years now. I'm pumped. You guys getting it? What dynasty we building up?
I am.
I don't know. I might do Hawaii or something.
I might run with Texas.
Texas.
Yeah.
I gotta build.
Texas
If Portland State's in the game, I'm doing Portland State. But that.
I mean, I know. I
I
figured.
can see that.
I
being
figured
there.
he's gonna. If he does get, I figured he's gonna run with Oregon. So I'll just opposite. Actually, no. Fuck that. LSU.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I got
What?
it, Oregon.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Loyola.
Loyola Mary.
No, Loyola, New Orleans.
Loyola New Orleans. Got it.
Yeah.
Bayou boy. Very cool. I'm pumped. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Remind me of my childhood.
All right. Well, this has been a thrilling topic, and now a word from one of our sponsors.
Very cuddly.
Cuddable.
Very cuddly.
Listen to the Backseat Critics.
That's it. Okay, back. All right.
We're back. So guys, I know it's been a little while. A lot of crazy stuff happened over the weekend, and I was looking forward to talking about it on the pod. As you know, we all know Nicki Minaj has been a big presence in rap culture, almost going on 2 decades now. She released the Pink Print 2, and as a follow-up to it, has been on tour the last couple months. Sadly, though, she had a unfortunate stop, I guess I'll say, in Amsterdam this past Saturday. Reports from TMZ are saying that she allegedly, somebody in her staff, had some marijuana within their luggage. She also went on live that day, which I saw. I was kind of confused because she was talking to an official there from their local police department, and she just kept on saying, you have no right to detain me, this, that, and the third. So with that, as a follow-up, she went on like a barrage of tweets saying, she feels as though the powers that be are trying to stop her momentum with her tour and her career. And then a lot of people, the Barbs, they were kind of speculating, why is she getting arrested if, weed is legal there, drugs are legal there in Amsterdam. And she ended up canceling the show that day as well. She's out, thank God. But I'm sure her and her team are having to handle some stuff legally. What are your thoughts about that? Because honestly, my first initial reaction was like, this is another example of Americans kind of overstepping our bounds, and I feel as though we just assume, our laws are our laws, so everyone should just, get down and lay down. And that's something I always try to tell friends when they travel overseas, like, just don't assume certain shit, because no one gives a fuck about how shit is ran over here, and they will remind you that.
Just quickly, there is a word for exactly that: American exceptionalism.
American exceptionalism.
Learn something every day.
Monster, Roman.
Womp
Baba.
womp.
I'll go first. I will actually say I actually agree with you to a certain extent when it comes to that. When I'm out and about, I have like the 360 mindset that I have, where I like to try to be present with who I'm with, but I'm also like, what's behind us, what's in front of us, what's to the side, especially if I'm out with my lady. I'm like, what's going on? I'm trying to think 2 to 3 steps ahead, because, we just live in that type of world where churches, movies, nothing is safe. Like nothing, like there's no safety. So when I look at the situation, right, I agree with you, because when you get outside the U.S., thank you for dropping that word. I just see so many people don't take traveling seriously, because you stick out. I don't know how tough you are. You can be like Drake and switch up your lingo. They know you're not from here. You're not.
Yeah.
I was low-key setting you up for that. I low-key setting you up for some shit. And that's the part where it's the arrogance, where it's okay to be outside and follow those rules. Now, I have another piece of information with the Nicki piece, but I kind of wanted to just at least say that I agree with you to a certain extent with that. But I want to add some context later. But Koss, what do you think about what Tay was saying?
100% I agree with what Tay said, that this really is just an American not being in America. I think a lot of people don't realize how much freedom we have, how loose some of our laws are. And in America, we also do a lot of self-governing in a way. AKA why so many people own guns, and and why, in specific states you kind of know what to do, because you might get shot. Well, in Europe and other places, the government handles that for them, so there's a lot more rules, it's a lot stricter, and it's a different world. I always tell people when they travel, like, you're not at home. Think of it like almost your parents are watching you in a way. Like, don't do anything you wouldn't want them to see you do, and you'll be fine.
So a piece of context that I kind of want to add to where I disagree with where we're kind of going at it is, from what I understood, the bag has, from what Nicki was saying, the bag was already cleared and they're about to get on the plane, and they're like, oh, let me look at it. Let me look through it again. And from Nicki's perspective, in my opinion, I would have to agree with her, where they were just trying to get her to pay the tax. All right, we know you're from money, now pay us. And now, I know you may talk about this, how Nicki, says they're trying to stop her tour, stop her run. Nicki Minaj is a phenomenal artist, and she's been on a run, but I don't know if it's the run she's thinking it is. But when you're out sometimes if you run across the wrong government, they play by money rules. CASH. And if you like, we got it, let me see. So I kind of think it was a bit of a shakedown too.
That's also possible.
Interesting. The Dutch don't strike me as that way. They're a little more straight lined, kind of by the book. But that's interesting you point that out. My only defense would be that airport does suck. That the Amsterdam airport is a shit show. It's super crowded, super busy. I hate going through it.
And I saw a lot of different reports. There was some confusion whether or not it was actually her bag or somebody on her staff. So some of that stuff is kind of like, I don't want to say out of her control, but also when you are the head honcho, you gotta control. Like you drive with me, and say we get pulled over by police, I have to more or less control what comes out of your mouth, because at the end of the day, it's my car, my responsibility, and they're gonna pop off on me.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with you so much. Where I understand representation, because what you do indirectly affects what we do. And don't get me wrong, like if you do whatever you do, it is. But at the same time, I think people forget you represent stuff when you get into those high positions. And I would say with Nicki, at least, she did get a standing ovation when she got out. They were waiting for her. So I got to give her that. But I'm curious. I could be wrong. Fact checking, you may or may not have to look this up. But isn't weed legal in Amsterdam?
Go ahead.
It is technically illegal, but it is okay for recreational use per AP News.
It's really weird. In Europe, weed is weird. Like also it's like kind of more city central-ish that they're like cool with it. Same with like Prague. Like you can kind of smoke in the city, but not really out of the city. And like if you're obnoxious with it, they'll charge you. But if you're kind of minding your own business with it, they won't.
See, I ain't got time to be like,
And those are the only two places you can do it too. Like everywhere else, it's not allowed.
yeah, I ain't got time to be playing around like that.
So it's just not.
So
worth
you
it.
would never. You
It's
would
just
never.
not worth it
Oh,
unless,
no.
unless you go to a specific place in Amsterdam that sells it, like a cafe. That's what they have, weed cafes. Like that's where it's like seen okay to do it. So you go to a cafe, you smoke a joint at a cafe, and then you leave.
Okay.
Outside of that, I wouldn't. Don't bring.
For
me
me,
stuff.
it's like, why even take penitentiary chances for some shit as small as that?
Look what happened to Brittany Griner.
No, dead ass.
Like
When I'm butchering it, Guadalajara. There we go. When they were bringing around like the water trucks every like second or third day, and then on the off day they did bring the water, it was like the military Jeep with the guns, and I was like, I ain't about to piss none of these people off in this town. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, traveling is just different.
Bro, like imagine getting caught with like a 0.5 and you end up getting waterboarded. Like, would it even?
And think like you a nigga. So we gonna go extra hard. Oh my gosh, I don't want that at all ever in my life. Going to jail, being jailed overseas. Whew.
rough, unless it's in Scandinavia.
I was gonna ask. I don't know if you know. I don't want to presume. Are European jails as bad as they make them sound?
It depends. If you go to Scandinavia, they're fantastic. It's like a luxury apartment.
Really?
Yeah, they let you leave, but most people don't. I'm not even joking.
They let you leave? What
It's
the
like,
fuck?
they're like, this is where you live now. You can leave, but there won't be any life for you because no one's gonna hire you. So you can just stay here, and then just stay there.
Oh, that's interesting.
In Eastern Europe, it's shit. No, yeah, like in Romania, in Poland, Ukraine, Russia, awful. Like it's awful. No good conditions. No, like American jails are better.
Yeah, shaving ice with no shirt on.
Yeah, just not just like old communist prisons that were built in like the 60s and the 50s. You don't want to.
Chernobyl?
No, but they'll stone you.
Oh, damn. Okay. Interesting.
Like a gulag. The gulags are prisons now, yeah. The old gulags are just prisons.
I think, didn't Brittany Griner already talk about her experience? Did anybody catch that? Or
I didn't like listen to
I
her
didn't
talk.
tap-
I think she did come out with something about that.
Yeah, I didn't tap in though.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm scared. Well, all right, you guys. Cartier Bob. And I got a new segment for you guys because I got to let y'all know that I'm the GOAT at the relationship entrepreneur shit. So we're going to be doing a new segment, and it's Am I the Asshole? And it's from Reddit. So some of these situations are going to be relationships, romantically, or just like relationships in general. So I'm going to read this, and we're going to do a live reaction of if this person's the asshole or not. And Andrew, what would you say we should call this segment? Left on Reddit?
Left on Reddit, yeah.
Yeah, as a callback.
There we go. So this is our very first Left on Reddit.
I forgot about
All right.
that.
Am I the asshole? You can keep it. You keep close up on me. Am I the asshole because I told my roommate to stop having sex in our apartment if she couldn't be respectful about it? There's 3 of us, 3 females in an apartment varying in our late 20s to early 30s. Recently, one of my roommates started bringing men home and having sex extremely loud in the evening for 2 weeks. After the
I'm gonna
first
need proof.
time, me and the other roommate tried to make light of it and told her she needs to chill out when we're home while she's having sex. It's seriously like a Brazzers set. We have a very small apartment and everyone's rooms are right next to each other and they all lead into the kitchen area. So it's a pretty tight space. This happens maybe 5 or 6 times in the last months, and I sort of blew up at her for the last time because I thought it was extremely disrespectful to keep doing it after both me and the other roommate told her once already that it's not okay to carry on like that when one or both of us are at home. And in all these instances, she knew people were home in the apartment at this time. She basically told me that she cannot not have sex that way and that she tried to be quieter, but she wasn't making any promises. She also mentioned that we need to grow up because adults have sex. Last part. I understand we all pay rent, but no one should be forced to listen to porn essentially because we're all adults. When I have sex, I do it when my roommates are out quietly and if they happen to be there or go to another person's place. I thought that this was normal roommate etiquette. So am I the asshole for telling her she can't be quiet? Then she can leave.
Yes, you are. Death to anybody that prevents someone else from catching their nut. Also, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like 5 times in a month ain't that crazy. And also telling somebody that they need to have sex in set hours that 2 other adults that live there aren't there. That's a very short and tight window you're speaking on. And also, thirdly, let's be real. No, everybody here has had sex before.
I haven't.
Okay. We want to cap today. So, at most, we're talking about...
Sorry, I got to fact check that.
Pause. Whoa. No, he's not. No, he's not. Yeah.
Anyways, we're talking about maybe a window of like 20 to like, at best, 45 minutes usually.
So, we're roommates, and you get off of a hard day's work, and you just hear Cartier Bob going, and this for like 30 minutes. You be like, hey man, you gonna be like, get it in.
I'm gonna put my AirPods in and play my game.
Okay. I respect this man for sending
Now,
up
see,
business.
if this were to happen
Interesting.
like 4 times out of a week, every week, that'd be kind of different. But 5 times out of a month, that's not that crazy to me.
Okay.
I'm the opposite. I don't think she's the asshole. If they were like in their early 20s, I'd say, it is what it is. But they're like, what, 28, 30, you said?
Yeah.
You know how you can prevent that? Living alone.
Yeah, amen.
Not with these prices.
Yeah. No, like she said, we're all adults. It shouldn't be a big deal. I think being adult is not being super loud during sex when you live with other people.
But that's how you put it in work, though.
No, that's
So
you can control yourself.
I
And
can't.
2, she can always go sleep at the guy's house. Why does it always have to be her apartment?
We're presuming that it always is.
Yeah, he could be a bum.
Well, then she has to get better taste in men.
But he's got that, pause. But he's got that 18-footer, so she needs it.
Okay, gross. It's just no. It's immature.
So you're saying
To force other people to essentially know and almost be a part of your sex life, just because you can't control your volume during intercourse.
I think we have to talk to a heterosexual woman to ask, are they faking it when they go,
100%.
I don't think so.
That's you.
Damn. Whoa. Tay came back with a bullet. All I'm saying.
The day you look in the mirror and realize it, you'll understand.
I would say in my travels, I have figured out a technique where I know when the coochie is actually orgasming. Like none of that fake stuff. Like when they're like, "Oh, I'm close," I'm like, "We need about like 15 more minutes." I figured out a technique. It's graphic, but I know when the coochie's gonna drizzle.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. It's just a technique where I can detect.
Good for you, man. No, okay. So who are you siding with then?
I think
The roommates or the screamer?
You said the creamer?
Both. The screamer.
I think I'm actually going to side with the roommates.
There you go.
I think I'm going to side with the roommates.
Imagine if your roommate was getting it on and you had to hear it twice a week.
Absolutely. The reason why I'm going to side with the roommates is because
See, now you up in the frequency with that.
No, she
stuff.
said 6 times a month.
5 to 6. So
That's
like,
almost twice a week.
not
if there's
not
4
every-
weeks in a
not-
month.
Not every week though.
Two of those weeks are twice.
That's the high end.
1 to 2 times a week.
1 to 2 times a week.
I will just say this. If I'm in my full Cartier Bob mode, I think the roommates are assholes. Because let's just break it down like this. You don't want to interrupt, that person getting in, but how they confronted the person about it. Where I'm like, hey, can we do this? Because I actually think the delivery of how it was written, that person was like, all right, I'm gonna, turn this into a browser set to fuck with y'all. Because at the end of the day, you played yourself because you gotta live with those people, and then, renting's ridiculous. So
Stop being passive aggressive. Like,
exactly.
If it's an actual issue, bring it up. I just also have a question I have for you, Kaz. Okay, so she's living with 2 other women, correct?
Okay.
All right. Now everybody works. Let's just say, presumably, everybody works a normal 9 to 5 type schedule, along with her partner as well. So, after work, I don't know what you guys' schedules may be. I have the benefit of having a gym within my apartment complex, so I don't necessarily have to leave. But let's just say it's an hour and a half, 2 hour window. You might be doing some other shit. You also don't want to be late into the evening doing anything because there are people trying to sleep. So what's the window of time she could even have sex when both of them aren't home?
It'd probably have to be a weekend thing.
During the middle of the day.
Or if they go out on weekend nights.
Where he gets the flag. It's not the weekend.
Just saying, there's always gaps. There's always gaps.
And
then in your sex life, you like pre-scheduled having sex like that meticulously.
In my life,
Yes.
no,
so
because I haven't had to.
now he got sex on the calendar. He's like, it's Thursday.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's realistic for people's lives because then we're also presuming that he's available during the day on the weekends.
Well, yeah. Well, if he's working the 9 to 5 like everyone else, like
Yeah.
you said.
What if they're both assholes?
Yeah, that could also go. Thank you.
I was almost there, but I didn't want to. I wanted to pick a side because at the end of the day, you got to think of the cohesion of the roommate
She
situation.
could just join.
Not like that. That's funny.
Just open the door. Hey, you called?
I think moral of the story is
There we go.
just don't have roommates.
All right, there we go.
Just live alone, or live with your partner, and you can have as loud of sex as you want.
Moral of the story is we're going off what Fact Dragon Andrew said. They're both assholes. I do like that because at the end of the day, you got to coexist with the people you're with. But also, I'm not going to be a cockblock, but I'm also, not going to be a Pornhub, superstar.
What do you think it smelled like in there?
You are the only person to think of that shit like that. You be smelling underwear, don't you?
Get away from me.
Tay, you got one for us?
Yeah, I do. So, I can't remember how many days ago it was, but I saw a promo for a Bad Boys 4 movie that's coming out. So it got me thinking, I wasn't too big of a fan of Bad Boys for Life, the third installment of the franchise. Bad Boys 1 and 2, classic movies. Feel like, I know I didn't need one with them being 50 plus, but, it is what it is. But I wanted to ask you guys, what's a movie franchise that you feel as though could have stopped earlier and has been dragged out too long? I could kick it off if you need a little bit of inspiration as well.
I've got mine. I do have mine, and it's actually a really painful one to say because I am a fan of this series, but it's so many times you can milk the cow before it dies, before it starts giving you bloody milk.
The imagery in my mind.
That's fun fact. That's that's what chocolate milk is. Anyways, they have to hide the flavor. Anyways, it's Star Wars. I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan. I loved it as a kid. The original trilogy, unbelievable. I even love the prequels because I grew up during the prequels. Like, I was a kid, right? I was like 10 or 11 right when episode 3 came out. Still my favorite one. Revenge of the Sith, I still think is a phenomenal.
You were that old?
Because what year did it come out? 2008? Revenge of the Sith. 2005? Okay, I was 7.
I was gonna say
I was 7. Okay, that actually came out earlier than I thought. But yeah, I love that. And then like when Disney bought the IP for Star Wars from Lucasfilms, I was excited. And then that trilogy was just such a hunk of shit. And then I can't keep up with the shows because they're not that great. I'm gonna be honest.
Whoa.
They're not that great.
Mandalorian.
That's what we're not gonna.
Mando's average.
Mando's not average.
Mandalorian is fire. You're tweaking.
Mando is fire, bro.
That and
It's
Kenobi
just a western. It's just an average western.
No, you're tweaking.
It's
I'll give you the
Kenobi.
No, the Boba Fett.
Kenobi's
series.
average. Boba's average.
I'll give you that.
Boba is not average; it's below average.
I'll give you
Whatever.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else? Hell no.
And now I saw the trailer. They're dropping the new one. What is it called?
It starts with A.
Andor's.
It's the dude from
Acolyte. Yeah, bro. That shit look fire.
It's the dude from the playing tag shit. He had the number, green jacket.
Wait, so you didn't like Rogue One?
No.
Tweaking.
No.
Tweaking.
I'll say out of the
Tweaking.
Disney.
It wasn't necessarily necessary, but like,
out of the Disney ones,
Rogue
it's
One
the
is
best
up there.
one.
I'll give
But
you that one.
I'd put that below the original trilogy, below Revenge of the Sith. It's maybe better than episode 1, episode 2. I'd say it's just behind episode 3.
Oh, that's crazy. That was...
I actually can't remember a trilogy that I need to stop. That I would just not watch it.
You don't gotta limit it to just a trilogy. It could be a more longer term or shorter franchise.
I'll throw Jurassic Park out there and Jurassic World.
Yeah,
I don't like
thank
those
you.
Jurassic
I'll
World.
give
Thank
you
you.
the last one was like kind of honestly the last two.
They didn't need to bring it back. The original Jurassic Park? Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was still
No, I love the first. I fucked with the first.
Oh, like the 90s ones.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the second one. Cut the San Diego scene. I'm okay with that movie.
Yeah, I'm fine with the first 3. It's these newer installments.
The Jurassic World.
Yeah.
With Chris Pratt.
Yeah, the first newer trilogy movie I fucked with. The last 2 have been.
I will say this. I loved Jurassic Park growing up as a kid, and I actually don't get to say this often. Shout out to Key Bank. The most funnest thing about saving is when I put in like $50, they gave me like this dinosaur, and I had so many dinosaurs. So I really big shout out to Key Bank. They got me to really into saving. But I'll just say this. I like the first new installment of the Jurassic Park series. I thought that was fine, but like the second and third one, when they had the raptor, the super raptor, and how the super raptor lost, I was like, because I'll say this. One of my fears, even though I know it's not going to happen, maybe, is being killed by an original velociraptor. and how they have the
How is
super.
that a fear?
I ain't gonna lie. I low-key feel them though, just like the
Yeah.
shits that they could like pounce and like
Yeah,
go fast as hell.
that's how I was invested in Jurassic Park. I love that movie.
And them claws
That-
was sharp as a motherfucker. Like I just you remember that one scene.
he was
in
like-
the third one that went through his back.
Whoa.
They open up doors too.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
When
And
homeboy was in the door frame like this, he was like, "I'm coming for you, nigga." I, as a kid, that was like one of my
like
things.
built up anxiety.
It was like, to me, that was kind of like a scary movie. I was like, oh shit. And like when the girl was trying to do that shit, as a kid, I was like, put it down. But yeah, the Super Raptor and how the Super Raptor died to some shotgun bullets and some other bullshit and another fucking T-Rex. I was like, I'm done with this shit.
I forgot. Was it? No, it wasn't Super Raptor in the first Jurassic or the first movie of the new installments. Was it a T-Rex that could turn invisible?
It was still like a raptor, but I think it was like a T-Rex raptor.
T-Rex
hybrid.
Raptor.
Yeah, I think they did like some crossbreeding or some shit. That was
Yeah.
like some freaky ass shit.
What's crazy is they pretended we don't know what it is, but it looks like just a giant raptor, and then the big reveal is it's a giant raptor, and you're like, we're supposed to be surprised, but it's like.
And then in the second movie, it was just a smaller, big raptor that was more smart and compact.
Leading the pack.
Yeah. But I appreciate that. Thank you.
Worth noting that raptors in real life were about 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
What?
And related to chickens.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. That's why the fear has decreased.
They're about the size of turkeys.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
They made them more scary.
Yeah, that's why sharks are scarier. That's my biggest fear.
Really?
I mean,
Getting eaten by a shark.
but you have to be in water.
That's the thing.
You can be on.
I like water. I like the ocean.
Until they learn to walk.
That's a choice.
Yeah. Sharks are freaky.
Mm.
And they're real.
Okay,
I mean, raptors were real.
There's more deaths by vending machines every year than there are deaths or attacks by sharks.
Yeah, but there's also more
Watch
human
out, Cass.
interactions with vending machines.
So you're gonna be swimming that deep into the ocean that
You don't have to be deep. You could just be like waist height. A little sand shark can get you.
have a little prick on your hand, and then also
Prick! You could lose a foot.
Jaws. Smell.
I was that was actually clean as a motherfucker. Hey, you might do some voice acting. That was actually pretty clean as a motherfucker. Oh shit.
For me, I'd probably go Fast and Furious. Like, what are they on? Like 13 now?
11
11 some
or
shit.
10 episode. No, 10 part 2 should be coming out.
Jason Samoa.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I can't wait.
Along with Hobbs
They're
and Shaw.
all good.
along with Hobbs and Shaw, also getting spin off. I don't know. It's just like they've gotten so far away from these cars being fast to like now it just
It's like superhero movies.
it's like
Yeah.
super spies.
It's so ridiculous.
Can I just say superhero movies totally unsurprising where it's at, because if you just look at like comic books in general, they're kind of stupid. Like at this point in time, once you're past like the main kind of story arcs, they're kind of lame.
You have to make up new impossible
Yeah.
stuff.
And like once in a while you'll get like kind of that shot in the dark that kind of works, but like most part comics are kind of lame and
See, they don't know
boring
how to
and-
end a
and,
comic like they do an anime or a manga.
yeah.
so it's kind of unsurprising that comics kind of like movies have ended up that way.
I'm just gonna say this, and I really hope you both take the time. There's this one cartoon series. It's literally called Invincible, and it's
I've heard
literally
great things.
Yeah.
they know how to start and have multiple storylines, funnel them all together, and end it. Even though I kind of know what's gonna happen, what they're doing is phenomenal as a comic. There's no more main character spinoffs. It's just done. It's just done. So I agree so much. Like Spider-Man's second, third cousin, or Spider-Man zombies. It's stupid. Cash grab.
What about you, Fat Dragon?
So I'm actually gonna piggyback off of the Star Wars thing. I do think that there is like some good stuff. I think Mando is a pretty good series. I think.
Thank you.
Got it.
I think Andor was way too good for what it was, and absolutely blew Rogue One out of the water. But the movies need to stop. And was it? I did not like Kenobi that much, and I didn't like Boba. But like the prequels, they're okay. The original trilogy is okay. It's a well done Flash Gordon with really good special effects. I love it. But story-wise, it's just a really good Flash Gordon. That's all it is.
We need a better Halo.
And really, it's just kind of Flash.
And what about the newer trilogy, the Disney trilogy?
They're 5 to 22 right now.
That was a mess. That was an absolute mess. They didn't have any sort of like through line.
No direction. They kept changing directors.
Too much diversity, equity, inclusion.
That's not at all what I was saying.
Appeals.
Honestly, though.
The uproar with the black men being casted.
Okay.
More of the
honestly,
Asian women.
Honestly,
No, I'm saying no.
John Boyega.
It was clear.
Boyega should have been the lead.
It was very clear that he was going to be.
He should have been the lead because that would have been an interesting thing. Stormtrooper to hero.
Yes.
That's an interesting
It
story.
would have been a really
And then they completely sidelined him.
Ray.
So
because you could, there was like some subtle tension, like romantic tension between him and Ray. Then all of a sudden, people like,
by the third movie,
what the fuck? This black man's.
you can tell that like the original trilogy, which was directed by 3 different directors, the prequels, which is all Lucas, you could tell that there was like a through line with the story. Yeah. With the new patch, it's just like they're making up as they go.
By the
it's
third
like a bad
one,
improv.
you forgot John was even in the movies.
Bro, I'm saying.
Dude, they
Which
threw him on like
sucks.
on the casino planet, like side mission.
No,
Bro,
because he was in
Also worth noting, one of the biggest box office turnovers for those movies was China, which has a long track record of being fairly racist against blacks.
No, he had to go do his. He went to another universe, Pacific Rim. That's why he didn't show up in the movies.
I actually kind of like Pacific Rim.
Oh, with Return of the Sky.
That guy fell off.
What was the second one called?
Last
Return of Skywalker.
Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi. Yeah. Damn, I had a point. Taz made me forget.
Sorry.
Always.
Also, fun fact: Lucas has talked about how the original trilogy was supposed to be a parallel to the Vietnam War.
Oh.
And the rebels are the Viet Cong.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to say one thing about a series that's not going to miss, and this is my last point on this, and then we'll wrap it up, is The Lord of the Rings. We're getting extensions. And guess what? We ain't going to miss. Bro. The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbits, all of them.
The Rings of Power, new season, it looks crazy.
Dude, we're getting movies.
Oh, they're getting new movies?
We're getting movies.
They're redoing them, right?
No. We're getting movies.
I heard they were remakes.
Oh, I really don't want to remake it.
No, I heard we're getting movies.
Are they all new storylines?
I think so.
I haven't heard anything about this.
I swear to
I heard that it was
there's a new season for Rings of Power. I don't know if you watched that.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
saving
about
that.
But
he's talking about the original trilogy. I heard it being remade, still by Peter
Jackson.
Peter Jackson.
Oh hell!
But essentially with modern technology
and
actors.
Don't touch those.
But the thing with the original ones is like it's a mix of like traditional special effects and CG,
especially if you watch
and that's how it works so well. They had like 25-foot miniatures that they used. Also, fun fact,
actually,
just one thing about the Hobbit movies. Guillermo del Toro was originally supposed to direct those movies. He burnt through all the pre-production money on the movies and then bailed at the last minute to go work on Pacific Rim.
Oh, good choice.
And Peter Jackson, with no more pre-production money, had to pick up the script and go with it, which is why those movies turned out exactly how they did.
That's a shame because those movies could have been really good.
They had a solid cast.
Really
and
solid.
A storyline too.
Yeah,
they could have been really good. That's a shame.
So,
can you actually look into that real quick?
Yeah,
if they're remakes or if it's a whole new like storyline.
And while he's saying that, the reason why I've held off on watching Rings of Power,
I need to watch it too.
Watch it. Like,
just
watch it.
Where was it? It was hosted. Where's it hosted? It's hosted on like a new stream.
Prime.
Yeah.
It's on Prime?
Yep, it's on Prime.
It's on Prime?
Yeah.
It's on Prime.
Oh, fuck yeah. Wait, I thought it was... Oh. All right. on my that.
Prime's stepping up their game, man. I heard the Fallout show is really good too.
I heard that too. That's what I'm watching next. That's what I'm watching.
That's what it's on my watch list as well.
One of my favorite Lord of the Rings quote.
I'm actually watching that with RJ. It's not bad.
I've heard it's really good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
What was it?
Fallout.
One of my favorite Lord of the Rings quotes that I will forever be burned in my brain. What can man do against such reckless hate? Such a great line. Helm's Deep is one of my favorite. Twin Towers is one of my favorite fucking movies. Out of the trilogy. Favorite.
Yeah.
See, I think Lord of the Rings, especially the extended version, is a great argument to be made to own media. Because it is hard to find the extended version of the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings. It is worth it to go, buy it on Blu-ray, and own that shit. Because next day, those movies could be gone.
Well, we're going to end this as Fact Dragon finds that last fact. I'm not going to lie, you guys. It's good to have all of us here.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
We have so many. I'm feeling some good energy. So I just want to say I'm glad to have you back. Can't wait for us to do the things we have to do. And I just want to say this, listeners, shout out to y'all. We get one listen a week. That's all I'm aiming for. But if we get more, really appreciate that. But we have a fact before we get out of here.
So I don't see it being a remake. There's not a lot on it because they're just doing like original casting. There's no like big filmmakers attached to it. It's just studio trying to move some stuff, and it just sounds like spin-offs. It doesn't sound like a
Thank God. Thank God.
So it might be like some similarity type stuff.
Thank God.
I think
Which I'm down for if they do it right.
See, I was right. See, yeah.
What?
We're getting new movies.
If it's like similarity, yeah.
Anywho, if you like what we're doing, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna keep saying it still happens. Help me write checks for my friends. I'm Cartier Bob.
Take forward.
I'm Cos.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.